everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney, and today I'm doing my March paycheck number 1 because better late than never, right? I've put off doing this one just because I wasn't exactly sure what my income was going to look like for the rest of the month due to the coronavirus, but we just got confirmation that we are going to get paid till at least April 14th, and that's our expected date to return back to work. So hopefully that happens and I won't have to worry about it, but I do feel confident that I can make my March paycheck budget 1 and my March paycheck budget 2 at the end of the week normal. And then once April comes and we see what happens with work and quarantining and keeping people out of work, I'll reevaluate April's budget. But I did decide to go ahead and do March paycheck number 1 budget like normal, and then when I get paid at the end of the week for my paycheck 2, that's when I will do my paycheck 2 budget, once I make sure that it is the way it's supposed to be. I live in New York. We haven't been like locked in our houses yet, but we have been told to stay home as much as possible for obvious reasons, and I work for my county, so I am working from home. I'm doing trainings and stuff like that while I, like, where I can, and then I go in on Mondays to do the essential part of my work, and then the rest of the time I'm home. So I'm only going into work to do essential parts of my job duties, and then the rest of the time I'm staying home and doing stuff online. And I have to admit, it is unfortunate that it had to happen this way, but I have had a lot of time to do stuff for myself, self-reflect, clean, and like I said, it's unfortunate that it had to happen this way, but I have been feeling a lot better just emotionally. So I'm going to get started. Today I'm using, it's this really cool collapsible pen, and it actually connects to my keys, and I figured I'd show you how it works just because I think it's really cool. So it's like it's a keychain, it's on my keys, and this way I always have a pen with me. I didn't fully prepare for this video, so this is the only pen I have down with me. So my first bill or expense is my car payment. Now, even though I am getting paid until April 14th, shoot, that's not it. It's $100. Even though I'm getting paid till April 14th, no matter what, I am pausing my debt snowball. So even though my car loan is my current debt snowball, I'm only doing my minimum payment this month, and then whatever would normally go into my debt snowball payment is going into my emergency fund. So that way, if after April 14th I don't go back to work and I don't get paid, I have extra money in there. And if you can, personally, I suggest you do that just to make sure that you have extra money in case you need it. But after all of this stuff blows over, after all this stuff gets back to normal, and I know that I'm going to get paid regularly, whatever is in my emergency fund over the $1,000 will come out and will go towards my debt snowball. So, what comes out of my paycheck number 1 for my car is $100. Next is my private loan. This is my private student loan, and $109 comes out of my first paycheck. And then my federal loan, and $35.50 comes out. of this paycheck. Now, these are my only 3 current debts. The other 2 are expenses, so it's Spotify and Planet Fitness. But I did want to explain that, like, March paycheck 1 is half of the minimum payment. So my minimum payment for my car is $200. So I take $100 out of my first paycheck and $100 out of my second paycheck, and then that goes towards my bill in April. So I did want to explain that's how I do it, because I know that some people do their bills differently. They take it out of their paycheck dependent on when their bill is due. So if my car and my private loan are due during my first 2 weeks of the month, that would come out of my first paycheck. And then if my federal loan came out during the second 2 weeks of the month, that would come out of my second paycheck. Personally, I don't like doing it that way. I was fortunate enough to be able to set it up so that I'm a month ahead. So I do take out half of the minimum payment out of each paycheck, and then that goes towards the next month. So hopefully that made sense. And then Spotify and Planet Fitness are both $10. I am going to cancel my Planet Fitness soon. The gyms are closed in New York, so I can't really go and close my account right now, but once the gyms do open back up, I am going to go close my Planet Fitness account because I just haven't been using it, and I want to utilize like at-home workouts and just be outside more and do more like natural exercises, like spending time in the garden, kayaking, hiking, stuff like that, instead of going to the gym. So these are expenses. They are not something that I have to pay every month. I can cancel these at any time, but the top 3 are expenses that I have to pay every single month. So I'm going to add these together really quickly. So I'll do it on screen, but I don't normally. I usually have this done ahead of time, but I don't know, I just didn't today. So my total bills and expenses that are coming out of this paycheck is $264.50. So I'm going to do that. Next, I'm going to move on to my cash envelopes. My cash envelopes are the 4 envelopes that I use most often. They're what I keep in my wallet. And I like to think of my cash envelopes and my sinking funds as the most variable part of my budget because they can change at any time. And so March paycheck 1 is going to stay normal because I already did the cash envelope stuffing. I didn't record it because it was just crazy that day and I needed my money, and so I just did it off camera. But paycheck 1 is going to be normal. So I have my spending, and these stay the same every week unless I know something is coming up. So I give myself $60 for spending. I have my gas, which is $60. I have my groceries, which is $60. And then I have date night, which is $50. So I will add that up. 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 50. So $230. And so basically what my plan is And you'll see it a little bit deeper in my paycheck too. But because we're in quarantine, obviously I'm not spending a ton of this money. I did use my entire grocery fund because I stocked up on a lot of stuff just in case we weren't allowed out of our homes. But I haven't really used date night. I have used only half of my gas, and I really haven't been using my spending money. So what my plan is for my paycheck too is I don't plan on taking probably any money out. And I know that probably sounds very, very rash and very clinical, but I'm not going to take any money out of the bank for paycheck number 2, and I really don't plan on funding my cash envelopes except for my groceries, if I feel that I need to get more groceries. But I have plenty of spending, gas, and date night money to get me through the rest of the month. And if I need more money, then I can reevaluate it. But for paycheck number 2, I don't really plan on taking any of this money out unless absolutely necessary. And I probably won't even get my sinking funds out. I'm going to put those on hold for the rest of the month and maybe April, just so that I know I have extra money if I need it for my bills for an extended period of time. And also, I personally just don't want to go to the bank. I don't want to touch money. And I know that the bank is doing a really good job at trying to keep everybody safe and clean, but I don't want to risk it. So for the rest of the month, possibly April, I am going to try my best to not use any more cash. And if I do feel like I need to either take cash out or use my debit card, then I will at that point. But for now, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And like I said, I'll write it out for my paycheck number 2 just so that it makes more sense. But I would love to hear what you guys are planning on doing. Are you pausing your sinking funds? Are you changing some of your cash envelopes? What is your plan for all of this craziness? So my sinking funds for my paycheck 1 did get taken out, and they are normal. So we did fund the apartment. So that was $40. The apartment fund, my boyfriend and I both put $40 into every other week. Next is medical, and that is $20. I just had to get a prescription that was like $86, so my medical fund is completely wiped out, but I don't need another prescription for 3 months. And my allergy shots got canceled because they don't want anybody going into the hospital that's unneeded. So I don't really have any medical stuff coming up. So I feel confident that I can pause my medical sinking fund for a little bit and be okay. My next is my car fund, which I do need new brakes soon, but they're fine for right now. If I was really concerned, I would keep funding this, but I'm not. Next is my garden fund, which gets $10. I am going to do an updated video soon, so be on the lookout for that. My seeds have gone crazy, so there's a ton of changes that happen with those. I have Eric's sinking fund, which is $10. This is my boyfriend's sinking fund. It's if I want to buy him something nice. This is going to come in handy. He got moved to part-time, so if he needs a little bit extra help paying his bills, I would love to give him some money and help him out with that, so this money can go towards that if needed. Travel. obviously we're not traveling anytime soon, so I'm definitely confident that I can stop that sinking fund for a while. And gifts, which is $10. So as you can see, none of these are overly important. I can pause all of these and I'm confident that I'll be okay. The only thing that I would consider funding through all of this craziness is my medical and my car, just because these are the two things that tend to be more expensive. If something medical happened and I needed to pay for it, you know, obviously I won't have my medical fund, but I will have my emergency fund. And my car, I do have some money saved up for that expense, so I don't really need to keep funding it. I've hit the amount that I need to pay for new brakes when I'm ready, so I really don't have to keep funding this account. And like I said, if something major does happen, I do have my emergency fund. So I know that this is $120 because it's $120 every single time that I do this. But I am going to write my income out. So as of March, I have health insurance now, which is awesome, but it does reduce my paycheck just a little bit, by about $50, which kind of sucks, but you know, I'm still able to pay for everything, so it's fine. So my income for my first paycheck is $725.27. So I'm gonna add I'm going to add my bills and expenses, the cash envelopes, and the sinking funds all together to get my total budgeted amount, which is $614.50. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my income, so $725.27, and I'm going to subtract the $614.50, and this is what I get for my normal debt snowball payment. And I did label it debt snowball. You're not going to be able to see it just because it's so small, but this would be my normal debt snowball payment, is $110.77. However, like I said, I am pausing my debt snowball, so this money is going to go into my savings account until in case I need it. So say this stuff does drag out for 5 months and they stop paying me after April, I have my emergency fund to pay my bills and expenses for an extended period of time. So, like I said, if after April 14th I go back to work and I'm getting paid like normal, and the storm is past and over with, anything that is over the $1,000 in my emergency fund will come out and go towards my current debt snowball, which is my car loan. So I really hope that made sense to you all. Please let me know in the comment section below how you guys are doing. I know this is a crazy time, and I would really love to hear what your budget looks like during this time. Are you stopping your debt snowball? How else are you preparing? Please let me know in the comment section down below, or come visit either my Instagram or my Facebook to discuss this stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!